All right. My name is Tempest, and for the next, I don't know, a few minutes, we're going to attempt to craft some runes of the Warlord, then runes of the Overlord, and then finally, here, show the screen, the Greater Rune of the Warlord. 572 tier 4s turned into 156 tier 5s, which was a 27.27% success rate. The success chance that it says is 28, so I was a little bit less than what was shown here, but still pretty good. The next one is of that 156. I went ahead and got 43. So 156. Let's see. 100 divided by 156 times 43. 27.56% success rate. So again, what it's showing here is 27.80. So pretty close, pretty on the money. This next one is going to have roughly the same, 27.47. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll see how well we do. Just start runecrafting. Now we're going to go ahead and fail a whole bunch. That's just part of this. I think what we're hoping, out of 42 of these, I'd love to get 10. I'd love to get 10. I think that would be just under a 25% rate. So I think maybe like 12 out of 42 would probably be where we're at. Let's see. If I was to have, let's see. 100. This is 42 divided by 100. If we were to get to like 25%, that'd be 10.5. So 27, 11.3. Yeah. So if I can get 11, then I'll be matching the percents. We're gonna pause just a second here to hit this this boss here, and then we will resume. Let's go ahead and just look at the runes for a second. So this is runecrafting is definitely probably the most like emotionally volatile crafting in Idle Quest, simply because the failure rate is so high, and in incremental games there's rarely something you can lose at, right? Because every action you go up in your income, experience, etc. Rarely is there any sort of loss in these games, and runecrafting is that. Your character does gain a little bit of experience, but crafting something like 15,000 tier 1 runes to what I have now. Like if I had like 42, let's see, 42 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So this is about 10,000. This is about 10,000 tier 1 runes worth, something like that. Now let's go back to crafting, runecrafting, and we'll continue. Let's clear out that log there for the boss, and we will just see how well we do. What I do like here is the experience there is enormous. I would prefer to do this during a bonus time and get an extra 25%, but I would just like to get this done, see if my shot at a tier 9 is going to work out or not. Okay, here we are. So we're just over halfway. We started with 42. We're currently crafting our 21st ruin. So what I will say is that, again, we were aiming for about 11. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you can see right there. It said, oh, I'll move it up right there. We have 8. So statistically, this is what I was hoping for. We are currently on the better side of that random. The randomness. If you look back, the first few, I think maybe the first 5 or 6 were just fails. That's a little discouraging, though. With runecrafting, you do anything on a long enough timeline that the math does work itself out. So even though I've got 8 at the moment, it is just as likely that on the back half of this, I would fail, who knows, 15 in a row. Not to jinx it, but that's how these numbers work out. And here it looks like maybe we're about to get our 9th. There we go. That's our 9th. So we're doing pretty good. That was our 21st. So we've got another 20 to go. 20 to go. All right, here we are. We're at the last attempt. Our 42nd gladiator going into the mill here. See if it's going to be turned into complete dust. It's always tricky when it starts getting into the higher numbers. You just feel like it's more likely to succeed. Like, well, if it's already made it out of 12 out of 15, then of course it's going to make it. It's always interesting because we're doing 15 rolls and you have like a 90% chance of success on any given roll. But when you do that many rolls, your overall likelihood to make it all the way to the end, right, goes down quite a bit, which is why, there it is, which is why the success rate on these things is like 27%. All right. But it is a lot of experience, up to 15 attempts. So now we're going to go back to crafting. We're going to select overlords. Now we have, so that was, we have 42 to 14. So that is a bit better than what we wanted. Let's see. 100 divided by 42 times 14. We were at a 33.33. So yeah, 1/3. Which is 5% above the success rate. So that's awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and try for the Rune of the Warlord. So we'll cost 50 sandstone per attempt, 9 marble, and 2 malachite. Let's see, and let's start. All right. What I appreciate here is the experience. Every time you go up a tier, the experience like doubles. So now we're just under 5,000 experience per attempt, which is just great. It's why some of the top rune crafters in terms of level maybe haven't crafted that many, because they're just concerning themselves with the really, really expensive runes. They'll buy them and then just craft them up from like tier 5, tier 6, tier 7 above. But the experience is fantastic because T1s without too much boost is like 60 experience per craft. 60 experience for T1 per attempt. And here we are at like 4,800. So you can see how, you don't need to craft that many really high tier runes to kind of power level this skill to really get ahead of what is that, like almost what someone would have to craft, I don't know, something like 70, 80 T1 runes just to make up for this one. This is our first attempt. Our first attempt going pretty well so far. 13 out of 15. Hopefully I haven't jinxed it. Let's knock on wood there. 14. One more. Let's see how we do it. Let's see. Boom, there we are. Our first overlord. All right, 13 more attempts. Let's go. Okay, now our success rate's about 27% is what it's saying. We have 14 of these. At a 27%, we should be getting 3.8. So, if we ended up with 4, that would be fantastic. If we ended with 3, we'll at least be, we'll be okay. If it's less than 3, that's very disappointing. But we already have 1. So we'll see how we go. We are aiming for 4. With 4, we have a pretty good attempt at making a T9. We just need 4 of them. Okay, there's our second. That was, we're crafting up, so we have 8 more, so we're doing 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So out of 6, we got 2. Right? Out of 6, we got 2. We have another, or out of 5, we got 2. We got another like 8 or 9 left. So if we can get 2 more, we're good. All right, here we go. All right, 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. We have 6 more attempts. 6 more attempts, we would like 1. If we can get 1, we are already above average. All right, here we go. Here's our last 2 attempts. We still need 1. Yikes. And here's our last attempt. All right, here we go. On our 14th attempt, ideally, we only have a 27% chance of getting this. But this would be the one that would be our 4th, which would really set us up well for the T9 attempt. We're a third of the way through. Half. Two-thirds. Failed. All right. Alrighty. There's well, there's no point in not going for it. My runes are already as good as they can be without a T9, so we might as well go. This is just sort of like that cautionary tale for those wanting to do rune crafting. Whatever you want to call that, was like 10 billion in gold. That was just, whatever. That was months of, quite a, I'd probably say weeks and weeks of X trading to get that amount of stone, and then of course weeks and weeks of crafting to make all those things, because I prefer to make them from the T1. So I have 3 attempts here to make a T9, and it's very likely that it ends up as just nothing. Through this I would have gained maybe just a couple rune crafting levels, but that's a lot of potential wealth and character development and investment that could have gone to something else, such as your tools or your boosts or even your clan. But right, the only way to do this achievement, right, the only way to really get these T9s is to craft them. So here we go. Craft, Runecraft. 27.04 chance. Already, I would say we're pretty good that we ended up with 3 here, and we only started out with 570 T4s. So here we go. We're going to do 100 sandstone per attempt. So that right there is what? $1 million? That's 10 million. That's 10 million in sandstone, right? Yeah, because it's 100,000. That's 10 million in sandstone per attempt. The marble, 12. So that fluctuates. Right now it's like for 500,000, but for the majority of the past few months, it's been about 1 million each. So that's about 12 million in the marble. Malachite, we need 5. These go for about 8 or so. So that's like 40 million. So this is 60 million in raw materials, not including the Rune of the Overlord. Let's do it. All right, I am enjoying the nearly 10,000 experience per attempt. That is nice. Let's see how we do this. One down. All right. Second one. Two down. That's it. That's it. That third one failed on the first attempt. That's frustrating. That's to be expected, but this is one of those things that if you were gonna rage quit over this game, like that right there, that's if I had made those overlords, if I had made one that would have whatever about 10 billion worth of gold, that was probably weeks of effort, weeks of cross trading. So you already know if you don't cross trade, that would have been even more depressing, because you would have had to gather all that stuff yourself. So it is a cautionary tale. I do runecrafting because I X-trade and because I can afford it. This is essentially the gambling that is in IQ. So yikes, that is sad, but hey, there we go. And I went ahead and I recorded the attempt, and so you can all see it. No doubt we'll do it again. Cool. But that's it for now. So yeah, stay away from runecrafting unless you really have a stomach for watching billions of gold just wasted. All right, thanks.